My name is Ethan, I'm 34, and until just a week ago, I thought I was one of the lucky ones. My wife, Lauren, 31, was smart, charming, and a successful real estate agent. Her mother, Carol, 55, was the classic, strong, successful woman, blunt to the point of sarcasm, but I tried to see it as just tough love. Lauren and I had been married for 3 years. We were house hunting together, planning our first real home. Carol generously offered to help with the down payment. I thought I was building a life, a family, a future, but I wasn't building a home. I was just an extra in a script they'd written long before I entered the scene. It was a Sunday afternoon. I was on the roof fixing some tiles that had blown off in a storm. The landlord had been slow to repair things, so I figured I'd do it myself. That's when I heard Lauren pull into the driveway, laughing with her mom like two teenagers. They didn't know I was up there, just above them, close enough to hear everything. I was about to shout down a hello until I heard my name. There was something in her tone, something mocking. "Ethan's so excited about buying the house," Lauren said, dragging out the words like a bad punchline. "He keeps saying we'll build a life here or we'll plant a garden. Poor guy. He follows me around like a puppy." Carol chuckled. "Men are so easy. You did good convincing him not to put his name on the deed because of his credit score." I froze. That's exactly what Lauren told me 2 months ago. "Let's just put the house in my name for now, babe. It's easier on paper. We'll add yours once your credit improves." Then Lauren laughed. "He totally bought it. Once the paperwork's done, I'll wait 6 months to a year, long enough for the court to consider it mine. Then I'll say we're not working out, and poof, quiet divorce. He won't know what hit him." Carol added like a seasoned coach. "Just like I did with your father. Build the case, keep it legal. He works all day. No one will believe he was the one keeping the home together. Simple." I couldn't breathe. These women, who I thought were my family, were planning a legal ambush to rob me of everything I was trying to build. Lauren even described gifting me a Rolex as stagecraft to make our neighbors think she adored me. "He teared up when I gave it to him," she sneered. "I almost laughed right in his face." I sat there, nail in hand, heart hammering like a war drum. But I didn't scream. I didn't yell. I pulled out my phone, hit record, and quietly captured everything. I didn't go home. I went to my best friend Adam, a lawyer since college. When the recording ended, he looked at me, half stunned, half furious. "Ethan, you've just exposed a coordinated financial scam. They thought you were just a pawn." I nodded, calm, like I'd never been before. "I won't yell. I won't cry. I'll let them think they've won. Then I'll burn the whole board." The next morning, Lauren kissed me goodbye, like she always did. Perfume lingered on my collar. Her voice was sweet enough to rot teeth. "I'm meeting with Mom's lawyer today. Just some small edits to the paperwork. Nothing major. I'll be home for dinner." I smiled. "I'll make your favorite." That afternoon, while she napped, I installed a background recording app on her phone. Unethical? Maybe. But after being called a puppy on a leash, I no longer felt bound by polite rules. I moved my assets, savings, investments, retirement, into private accounts. I had Samantha, my sister, and a ruthless CPA run a forensic sweep of our finances. What she found? Lauren had been quietly transferring money to side accounts for 6 months, hundreds at a time, and some of that cash was ending up in Carol's account. I glanced at the screen and smirked. They're building their escape fund before the split? Bold, or just stupid? Sam shrugged. "You don't need to crush them. Just give them enough rope, and they'll hang themselves." I played the role. Lauren still posted Instagram stories about our dream home, still called me the most thoughtful husband ever in front of friends. But every time she left the house, I gathered evidence, screenshots, receipts, texts, and especially audio files from her phone. One message to her mom read, "He's about to sign. Deed will be in my name. He has no clue. Call you after." That night, she stepped out of the bathroom while her phone screen was still lit. The last message I saw before it locked? "He's cooking spaghetti tonight. Should I fake cry or just look dreamy? LOL. I poured us wine. Let's eat outside tonight. Beautiful weather." She blinked in surprise, then smiled. "Great idea, honey." And she had no idea she was starring in a drama that I had rewritten. 3 days later, she left a stack of papers on the kitchen counter with a note. Just some closing documents, babe. I already went over everything with Mom's lawyer. Pure formality. Love you. I flipped through them. My name was nowhere on the deed, just hers. Lauren Bennett, bold and centered like a brand logo. I slipped the file into my leather bag. That night, I called Adam. Prep everything. Phase 1 is done. Time for Phase 2. Sunday evening, Lauren said, dinner at Mom's tonight. Family tradition, remember? I nodded, same as always. But this time I sent Adam a text. Phase 2 begins. Bring the folder. He replied with a simple thumbs-up emoji. I arrived early, helped set the table. They laughed like queens at a banquet, not knowing I stood just outside the kitchen archway, recording everything. Everything's on track, Lauren purred. He's a total pushover. Once he signs, it's mine. Then, well, you know. You're my daughter, Carol beamed. Your dad thought he could take everything too. He didn't. You've learned well. Another recording saved. We sat down, me across from Lauren, Carol to my right. Wine poured, lasagna steaming, candlelight flickered like a cozy dream. Then came the doorbell. Ding dong. Lauren rose, puzzled. Who's that? She opened the door, froze at the sight of Adam in a suit, holding a thick folder. Just delivering some important documents, he said casually. He's not joking, I added, standing. I invited him. Mom, Lauren, we need to talk. I pulled the folder from Adam's hands and laid it flat on the table. This is a petition for divorce, I said calmly. And this, I flipped to the next set of documents, is a temporary court order blocking any real estate transactions involving the house you're trying to claim. Lauren's smile vanished. Wait, what are you talking about? You thought I wouldn't find out? I cut in. You thought I'd just sign the papers, walk away quietly, and never realize you'd taken everything? You really thought I'd stay your obedient little puppy? Then I tapped my phone. The recording played, echoing through the candle-lit kitchen. He follows me around like a puppy. Once the papers are signed, I'll dump him. Carol stood up, slamming her hand on the table. This is illegal. You can't record us without consent. I'll sue you. Adam stayed cool as ever. Actually, in this state, only one party consent is needed for a recording. Ethan is that party. I turned to Carol. I have bank statements showing transfers from Lauren to your account. Every payday, like clockwork. Then to Lauren, I've got messages from your phone planning to take the house, and recordings of you and your mother coaching each other on how to stage a clean divorce. Lauren's face drained of color. Her hands trembled. I didn't mean it. I was just angry. I was just venting. No, you were executing a plan, I said coldly, and I let you because now I have everything. Carol's voice cracked for the first time. You're destroying this family. I stared directly into her eyes. No, Carol, you destroyed it with greed, manipulation, and arrogance. I stood up and looked at both of them. Adam will coordinate with your lawyers. Oh, and by the way, the lease is under my name. I've already notified the landlord. Starting tomorrow, Lauren no longer lives there. I walked out of the house, leaving them both in stunned silence. Behind me, the sound of a wine glass shattering. Carol shouting, Lauren sobbing. I didn't look back. I didn't go straight home. I went to my favorite bar, warm lights, quiet booth, a whiskey that burned just right. I didn't drink to forget. I drank to celebrate freedom, not revenge, relief. My phone buzzed nonstop, 15 missed calls from Lauren, 11 from Carol, dozens of texts ranging from, you can't do this. Please just talk to me. You'll regret this, Ethan. I muted it all. I stared into my glass and whispered, cheers, Ethan. You just shut down a heist, disguised as family. The next morning I moved out, not in a panic, with precision. I'd already contacted the building's management. Lauren's access was removed. My legal team handled the paperwork. Samantha helped me move into a temporary apartment. She looked over my shoulder as my phone lit up again with messages. She raised an eyebrow. She's texting like you're the one who cheated. I nodded. Victimhood is their favorite costume. The next 3 days were chaos. Lauren spun a different tale to anyone who'd listen. She told friends, family, co-workers that I was a manipulative husband, trying to steal her house, that I bugged her phone and invaded her privacy. But here's the thing. Facts don't lie. I sent audio recordings, bank records, screenshots to my lawyer, and, on Adam's advice, a select group of concerned friends who had heard Lauren's side. The same friends received messages from her like, "He's clueless. In 6 months I'm out and the house is mine." Within days, her two closest friends cut contact. Her real estate firm launched an internal investigation after receiving an anonymous tip. Carol called Samantha, threatening to sue me for defamation. Samantha recorded the call and sent it to our attorney. I didn't need to attack. I didn't need to lie. The truth did all the damage. Friday night, Lauren showed up at my new apartment unannounced. She stood outside in a coat, hair undone, mascara smeared. "Can we talk?" I stood behind the glass door. "Lauren, you've said enough. I don't have anyone left. My mom, my friends, they've all turned on me." "No, they saw the truth. You just never looked at it." She sniffled. "I still love you." I shook my head. "You love the idea that I'd never stop trusting you, no matter what you did." I closed the door. No slamming, no drama, just closed. 8:45 a.m., family court. I sat alone on the wooden bench outside the courtroom, a thick folder on my lap. Inside, every document, every receipt, every transfer record, every transcript from Lauren's texts, and a detailed financial report compiled by Samantha. Next to me, Adam skimmed through our notes one last time. Calm, collected, ready for war. The courtroom door opened. Lauren walked in. She wore a sleek designer dress, expensive handbag in tow, her face polished with the kind of makeup meant to look effortless. But no amount of concealer could hide the exhaustion in her eyes. Behind her came Carol, radiating the same arrogant energy she always did. Like she still believed this was just a misunderstanding they could outmaneuver. They were wrong. The hearing began. Lauren gave a soft, almost pitiful smile when asked about her finances. Carol chimed in, voice firm but rehearsed. "I'm just a mother trying to support my daughter. I've never interfered in their marriage." Adam didn't object. He just stood, nodded at the judge, and played the recording. Lauren's voice filled the courtroom. "Once the papers are signed, I'll kick him out. He follows me like a puppy." Carol's voice followed. "Your father thought he could walk away with everything. He didn't. Now it's your turn." The room went dead silent. Lauren stared ahead, lips parted but silent. Carol blinked rapidly, finally realizing the mask was cracking. Then came the bank statements. Dozens of small, regular transfers from Lauren to Carol's account, timed perfectly after each of my pay raises. Descriptions like "lunch with mom" and "thanks for helping" were just weak covers. Then the messages, text screenshots between Lauren and her friends. "Got it in my name." He didn't even ask. "Planning for the split now. Should be smooth if I wait 6 months." The judge looked at them long and hard, then at me, then back at them, and finally he spoke, with no hint of sympathy. "Ms. Bennett, Ms. Hartman, your actions are not only unethical, they appear strategically deceptive. You use this marriage as a financial tool, manipulating Mr. Walker for personal gain. This court does not protect scams masquerading as relationships." Then he turned to me. "Mr. Walker, your documentation is thorough. Your response was measured. The court commends your composure." The judgment. I was awarded full rights to the financial contributions I made toward the house. Lauren was ordered to pay spousal restitution for 12 months based on her artificially inflated income, which she failed to disclose properly. The case was referred to the IRS for a full audit of Carol's consulting company, and Lauren's real estate firm was formally notified of the court's findings. The next day she was terminated. I didn't look back as I left the courthouse, but I heard it. Lauren's muffled sobs. Carol's voice no longer smug, but panicked, unstable. For the first time, they weren't in control, and they knew it. That night, I sat on the balcony of my new apartment, beer in hand, Samantha beside me, silent at first. Then she said, "You know what's scarier than betrayal?" I glanced at her. "What?" "Calling a manipulator family for 3 years and never seeing it." I nodded. "Yeah, but you know what's better than revenge?" She raised an eyebrow. "What?" "Walking away with your integrity, and knowing you never became like them. If you've ever been betrayed by the one person you trusted most, this story is for you. You don't need to fight fire with fire. Sometimes the truth is more than enough, and sometimes the best way to win is to stay silent, gather your ammo, and fire one clean shot that leaves no room for recovery. If this story spoke to you, leave a comment. Share it with someone who needs a reminder. Love should never be a financial trap. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next story, where truth, pain, and healing always walk side by side. Thanks for listening. See you in the next story.